Section 4.4 continued. Clearing equations of fractions continued. We were about ready to finish example number 25, part B. We were dividing by the 4, so multiplication by the reciprocal, division by 4. 23 divided by 4. 4 goes into 23 5 times, and there are 3 left over, so y is equal to 5 3/4. Notice that we can't get away from fractions entirely. The answer can still be a fraction. Even once we clear it, yes, the fractions can rear their ugly heads again. You can't prevent that. All right, part C, again, we have a distributive property. We want to make sure we use the distributive property before clearing. 1/3 times A, 1/3 A, plus 1/3 times 7/3, that's 7/9. Make sure that you did that ninths, right? Because 3 times 3 is actually 9. And then minus or plus a negative 2a equals 1. Now at that point we want to find the least common denominator between all of our denominators. We have a denominator of 3, a denominator of 9. Remember, this one has a denominator of 1, and so does this one. Don't confuse a whole number with what the denominator is. So our least common denominator in this particular instance is going to be 9. So we're going to multiply every single number, or every single term, by that LCD, which is 9. Remember, multiplying whether it's on the left or the right is perfectly acceptable. That's the commutative property of multiplication. 3 will go into 9 3 times. 3 times 1 times a gives us 3a, plus the 9's cancel, and we have 1 times 7, which is 7. And then 9 times negative 2, which is going to give us a negative 18a. And that's equal to 1 times 9, which is 9. Now on the left-hand side, we have an algebraic expression that needs to be simplified. So we're going to combine the like terms here and here. And 3 plus a negative 18, which is a negative 15, and those are a's, plus a 17, plus a 7. And then we have that equaling 9. Finally, we need to get the 7 to be over here with this constant. So we'll add its opposite, a negative 7 added to both sides. And so now we have negative 15a is equal to, and 9 minus 7, which is 2. And finally, we'll multiply by the reciprocal, which looks like division because it is, and we'll divide by that negative 15. And so what we get is a is equal to a negative 2/15. Again, you see that the fractions have reared their ugly head. There's nothing we can do to prevent that. The answer could very well be a negative. Moving on to part D, excuse me. So again, we have a distributive property. We need to make sure that we do distribute. So we have the new equation, 4/5 a minus 3a is equal to 1/5 times a plus 1/5 times 2, which is 2/25. Don't forget, 5 times 5 multiply. Now we want the least common denominator here, and our least common denominator is 25. Denominators are 5, 5, and 25, so 25 is the least common denominator. So I'm going to multiply every single term by 25, including the constants. Don't forget to multiply constants too. And then 25 here, and then 25 here. And canceling, 5 goes into 25, 5 times 4 times a is 20a, minus 3 times 25, which is 75a, equals 5 goes into 25, 5 times 1 times a, which is 5a, plus the 25's cancel here, which gives us 2. So our new equation has absolutely no fractions. We'll combine the like terms over here on the left. So 75 minus 20, which is a negative 55a, and that's equal to 5a plus 2. Again, get our variables together. So we'll move the 5a to the left by adding its opposite. And now we have negative 60a is equal to a